Good morning, guys. Sean Bougie here. It is Thursday, September the 5th, I believe. The response rate I got from the tax lien video I put together that kind of showed you guys the pitfalls and basically cleared up some misunderstandings with using tax liens as an investment vehicle and how they perform in reality versus what people are saying. That got an incredible response rate from you guys. And I got a lot of personal questions, and that people are coming to our webinars too. We have live webinars every 2 weeks about creative real estate, things that we do, a couple programs that we have. But I'm blown away by the response rate on that. And I wanted to do a follow-up video because one of the questions I get is people are saying, okay, Sean, tax lien isn't working like you're saying it is. It's good. Guys, it's a good conservative, secure investment. I get it. It's a great way to get involved in real estate, make a little bit of money, make a good return in most cases. But it's not what people think it is. And please watch that video if you get a chance. I'll put a link to that video in the description of this video. But one of the things I got, I know I'll keep going around and around here. One of the things I got was, what do we do instead then? There are four main ways that, in real estate anyway, four main alternatives that make you a stellar amount of money, way more than you can make in tax liens, okay? The first method, we call it the deed flip, is going after property that's going into tax deed sale. It's going to go to auction to actually sell the property, not the debt, not a tax lien sale, tax deed, okay? That's where, at the point where they're finally going to sell the property to satisfy either the lien that was taken out by investors or just satisfy the taxes straight up. Some states actually just sell the property straight up. Florida, North Carolina, a bunch of them do. So what happens in that instance? What we do is we get in touch with the owner prior to the sale. This is tax sales. Prior to the sale, say, look, you're about to lose this thing in a month. So we'll give you X amount of dollars. We'll also pay off the taxes to stop the sale. If they're still in the property, we'll let them live there an extra month or two past where they would have been able to stay in a tax sale. We give a portion of the money that we agree to pay them up front, and then the rest when they get out of there on time. And by the way, guys, and there's going to be some haters out there that make a comment on this, I know, say I'm just a jerk. These people have no sense of urgency. In a lot of cases, they haven't paid their taxes in 5, 7, 10 years, okay? So you've got to put a downside. You got to do a cash for keys and say, look, you got to be out by whatever it is, October 31st at 12:01 a.m. If you're not, every day thereafter takes $1,000 off of my buy. Every day or portion thereafter. And the reason you have to be that tough is, again, they have no sense of urgency. They have been warned for 5, 7, 10 years, in many cases, that they're going to lose the property if they don't pay, and they didn't pay. So if they're not afraid of losing their property to the county, oftentimes the sheriff, but the county, are they afraid of getting out on time, on whether or not they're going to get out on time for me? No. So here's the deal with that, though. We'll buy it cheap, give them some money, pay off the taxes to stop the sale. We'll record the deed first that we get from them, pay off the taxes, give them some money up front, and give them more when they move out. We typically double our money with that. We're dumpster diving, going after low dollar stuff, and we sell it as is, where is, because no one is showing up at the auction. I'm sorry, everyone's showing up at the auctions and no one is bidding reasonably. Everyone is going crazy and bidding retail on this property. Nobody can get deals at tax sales anymore. All you see is the guys that are coming in that want to rent it. You see hedge funds, you see the big guns coming in and doing that stuff. So there's really no money in the actual auction. Now, if I get it beforehand, let's say I got 40 grand into this, 10 grand in taxes, 30 to the owner, and it's worth 70,000 in its current condition, or 80,000, right? Let's say I got 40 into it. Let's say it's worth 80. This is typical, by the way. Okay, I will put that thing on the market for 85, take 80 from an investor who can then turn around and put 20 into it. He's got 100 in it. He can now sell that for $140,000. Everybody wins. He got it cheap. He's got room. There's meat on the bones for him to make profit. I've got room. to make profit, obviously, selling this to an investor, and it's typical that I double my money. That's a little better return than 10% on a tax lien, okay? Second option I want to talk about, you can do the same thing with mortgages, and we call this the game changer. Works particularly well in 3 states, Ohio, North Carolina, and Florida. And the reason it works in those is Realty Track. Those states have notice of default. And Realty Track will put that on there and tell you what's an upcoming foreclosure thanks to the notice of default that's entered by the bank on those properties. You got to pay a little money to get that list. What I like about that too, though, is Realty Track does a pretty darn good job of telling you what the other debt is against the property. Ballpark. You still have to do title. Guys, you got to do title and all this stuff. This is one of the things keys that I touched on in the last video. If you're not checking debt against the property, you're an idiot. You're going to lose money. You're going to get screwed. And there are no cheap lessons in real estate. Okay? When you lose money in real estate, you lose real money. Okay? So pay attention. What we do in that instance is a little bit different. We can pay off the debt if it's low enough, right? We can do that. And then same deal we did with the tax thing, right? Give the owners some money, maybe let them stay a little bit, then get them out, give them the rest of the money when they're out. What we typically do, however, is we actually just catch them up. So if we got to pay $30,000 to get the mortgage up to speed, as long as that leaves continuing adding the balance in and additional debt, as long as that leaves the profit we want, we can then turn around and sell it. Again, I want them out of the house. Okay? They will sabotage a sale if you let them stay in the house. And again, I know there's guys out there that are going to be hating on me, saying I'm a jerk and I'm so mean. Guys, it's my property. I paid off the debt. I get to say who stays and who goes. And I have to make money so I can pay my crew. Okay? Anyway, that's the second. Okay, we call that one the game changer because it allows us to buy property pre-foreclosure, not have to go to the auction and not pay retail for the property. And usually in that case, have enough room to sell it fairly quickly. With a deed flip, we're selling it really quick because we're dumpster diving, we're selling it for cash to an investor usually in a couple weeks. In the mortgage deal, it's usually going to take us a little bit longer. We tend to typically go after property that's actually livable in that case, and we'll take a hit off of what the value would be because it's not going to be in great shape, guys. If they're not paying the mortgage, they are not maintaining the home. Okay, but we do it in such a way that we still make money, great money. Typically in that, it's anywhere from I'll get 60% on top of what I put in, up to 100%. Up to doubling my money. No kidding. All day long. That's the game changer. These are 2 programs so far. And it's at Surplus Funds Rich. I'll put this link in there too. surplusfundsriches.com. We've been doing creative real estate for going on 20 years here. And we're doing this ourselves legitimately every day. This is what we do for a living. The third one, so you've got deed flip, which is pre-tax sale, right? You've got pre-mortgage sale or pre-mortgage foreclosure, which is the game changer. The third play is redemption. In some states, the owner can actually redeem the property, pay off the taxes that were owed after the sale occurred. There's a redemption period. In some of those states, get this. I just want to throw this out there because a lot of people you're not even going to believe this happens. But here's the deal. Some states require you, instead of paying the court back, let's say Bob the buyer paid $50,000 for this property. There was only $10,000 owed. The county's got $50,000 in there. The county says, you don't pay us back to redeem it. You pay Bob the buyer back. And you have to pay a 10% premium. You pay $55,000 to redeem the property. Get your house back. So you do that. Well, here's the beauty. Once you do that, you've paid him back all of his money and $5,000 on top of it. The county's still holding surplus funds and overage. They were owed 10, they were paid 50. There's 40,000 in there. That goes back to the owner. So the owner gets that money back. So in reality, he paid $15,000. Okay, this is in redemption states only, and only in those redemption states where you pay back, instead of paying back the court, if you're the owner and you want to get your property back, you pay back the buyer. But he gets that $40,000 back. So now in reality, he ended up spending actually $15,000 to get the property back that he owed $10,000 in back taxes. It's designed to put an obstacle in place so that buyers don't come up with the money within a year that was owed, or the money and a little more. They have to come up with a lot. That makes the investors feel a lot more comfortable about it because they know that guy's never going to come up with $55,000. We step in and do that for him, knowing that now we've got how much? If we buy that overage from that guy, or not assign it, but buy it, okay, get that overage in our name, put a deal together for that in this redemption period. And then we redeem the property. We're going to have 55 in, but we're going to get 40 back. We're going to have 15,000 into a property we know somebody paid 50 grand for already. And get this, I can even go back to the buyer and go, hey man, you want it? I'll sell it to you for $45,000. I got 15 total into it, plus whatever I gave the owner, right? Maybe I gave the owner 10 grand. I got 25 grand into 45. I'll take that all day long. What is that, 80% return? That beats tax lien investing quite a bit. That's redemption. The final method is overages. Some of you guys have heard about this, tax or more. We do tax and mortgage overages. And this is where, again, somebody paid more money than the foreclosing entity was due. If the bank was due $200, somebody bought it for $250, there's a $50,000 overage. If the tax folks were owed $10 and it sold for $20, there's a $10,000 overage. That is usually due to the owner at the time of the sale, the past owner prior to the auction. We can go to them. What we do, we don't use assignments and powers of attorney and all that, because that stuff's going away, guys. That's getting people in trouble. What we do is we tell the owner, hey, there's 40 grand there. We're going to use a structured buyout. We're going to actually buy their interest in it. We're going to hire an attorney, even if it's an area that doesn't need an attorney. We're going to go in and have the attorney claim the money in the claimant's name. The claimant has the past owner has signed a power of attorney to our attorney, not us. He goes in, gets the 40 grand, takes whatever he's owed, puts it in his trust account, takes whatever he's owed off the top, sends me the check for the difference. He's seen this, good Lord, structured buyout agreement, sends me the rest of the money. I send whatever's owed left at the owner at that time. By the way, I gave him 10% of the gross that's being held up front. Sends that back to me, and then I pay them and keep the difference. So it's a structured buyout. I don't fall under finder laws. It's very clean, very legal, no issues whatsoever. Everything's full disclosure, ethical. We have integrity, no problem. There's an amazing amount of overages out there. That's our National Surplus Funds Program. That is insane. You can do this from home online. You have to do title. These guys online are saying, oh, you get a list of overages and you just call the owner and make $1 million in the next year. No. You got to double check. If there was additional debt against that property at the time of the sale, that debt also has to be satisfied after the overages. So you got to double check title. Now in tax sales, typically there is not additional debt, but sometimes there is. Last thing you want to do is a structured buyout agreement where you pay these people money and you can't get any money out. Anyway, guys, come on out to surplusfundsriches.com. Watch the video on that front page. You can also get the insider's guide that goes over. It's on the right side of our website there, surplusfundsriches.com. It's on the right side. Sign in for that. You'll get a download. It's our insider's guide, goes over all of our questions. All of our programs, answers most of your questions. You can also, after reading that, please, give me a call with questions on our programs after reading that and after watching that video, please, because now you can ask specific, solid questions of me. You can call me at 704-791-9398. My name's Sean. I'm available 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 704-791-9398, Monday through Friday. Thanks. Have a great day.